Hi there, I'm Michelle Hyder, an Instructional Technology Specialist. And everyone here at NEISD iTech wants you to know that we are here to help. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take the year-at-a-glance lessons and transform those into your Google Classroom. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is take a look at the YAG. And so as I'm looking at the YAG, I'm seeing that it's divided into different weeks. And there's one unit that stretches across those weeks. And so I'm thinking that I want to organize this so my students have the easiest way to get that information week to week. So let's take a look at the Google Classroom that I've created as an example, and you will see that I have created topics, and those topics, if you notice, will mirror each lesson. So I did take a look and think if maybe I should put the topics by week, but then there was so much information in each one of these lessons, I decided to break up the topics into each assignment. So if you take a look again at my Google Classroom, you're going to see outside looking in, week 1, Harry Potter. So all of the activities, all of the questions that fall within this assignment will go under this topic right here. And so to create a topic, it's super easy. You're going to click create and you're going to click topic. So now that I've got the organizational structure in place in my Google Classroom with my topics, I'm going to take a look at my first lesson. So I'm going to look at lesson 1 here. And so lesson 1 in week 1. And I'm going to take a look at all the activities, take a look, give it a good read. And I'm noticing that I have things that can be chunked. So the before reading could be something on its own, the during reading something on its own, and the after reading something on its own. So I'm taking a look right there and I'm thinking those things are going to fall under this topic, and they're all going to be under different either an assignment or materials. So that sort of depends on what is involved in that first part. So if I look at before reading, I notice that it says the kids are going to brainstorm or quick write initial ideas about the essential question. And so all they really need, as I'm reading, it says they need a writer's notebook, so something that they might have with pen and pencil, or they'll have to open a digital document. So right there, it's really just instructions that I'm giving to them. I don't have to really give them anything. So if I go back to my Google Classroom, I want to put something under my topic to give them those instructions, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an assignment where they turn something in. So I think I might choose material. So if I choose create material, that gives me the option. I could add something for them just to read, or I could just give them a set of instructions. So I can give that a title, I can give them a set of instructions if they had something to read, if they had a document they needed to read, and that's simply all they were doing and taking notes on the side, I think I would use materials. So then if I add that as a material, I'm going to make sure here under topic that I'm going to put that under week 1 Harry Potter, and then I will post that, and then when I post that, it will fall under my topic here, and then here's my before reading. So if you go back to that week 1 and you take a look at the before reading activity, some of that is in maybe a language that if I have, a 6th grader, they might not quite understand all of that. So I'm not just going to copy and paste those instructions. I'm going to take a look, I'm going to read them, and I'm going to put them in something that I think my students will understand. So I've added my before reading activity into my Google Classroom, and I'm moving down to the next one that says during reading, and I take a look and I skim, And I noticed that the students will have to respond in a graphic organizer, and they will have to read a text. So if they respond in a graphic organizer, that's probably something that I want to get back and take a look at, and there's an opportunity for a grade. So this during reading activity to me would be more of an assignment. So an assignment in Google Classroom lets you give something to the students, a document. They can type on the document. That document will be their own copy, and then they will turn that back into you. So as I'm looking at the during reading, it says use the following graphic organizer and help gather ideas from the text. So if I click on this, the graphic organizer, it's going to ask me to make a copy. So I need to make a copy, and that will go in my Google Drive so that I can assign that to the students. So I'll click on make a copy. And I'll head on back to my Google Classroom, and you will see that my during reading activity, I took a look at the instructions. I put them in my own words, or put them in a language that my students could understand, and I attached the graphic organizer for the students, and I attached, here comes the graphic organizer that the students can respond to, and I also attached the text that they will have to read. So if you go back to our week 1 assignment, we have a graphic organizer and text that they're going to read, and we want that graphic organizer back to us so we can take a look at what the students are doing. So as I'm moving down, I'm looking at the after reading, and it says when you finish reading, use your annotated text to complete the text-dependent questions. So these are in the form of a Google Doc or a Google form. So if it's a Google form that you want them to fill out, it will make a copy as well as that Google Doc when you click on that link, and you will go into your Google Classroom. You would create an assignment. You'll give it a title, you'll give the instructions, and you will click on Add. And once you've made a copy, it will go into your Google Drive. So you would select Google Drive. And usually in recent, you're going to see the most recent information that is put into your drive. So here's the graphic organizer, and I believe my form is here somewhere, but whatever that you've made a copy of will appear here. You'd click on that, and you want to make sure that you make a copy for each student, and you want to make sure you assign it to the right topic. And you can put a due date and the grade, and then you would assign that to students. And so I've already done that, and it looks like this right here. Looking back at my week 1 assignment, I see additional questions and I see additional resources. So these are things that you can also post in your Google Classroom under that topic. So since these are questions, I might put it out there as a question in Google Classroom for the students to react to one another's answers, to collaborate. This makes that sense of community. It makes it like they're in the classroom and they're responding to each other. So you can go to create, and instead of assignment or material, we're going to click on question. So once I click on question, I'm going to go back to my assignment, and I'm going to grab one of those questions. I'm going to copy it. I'll come back here and I'll paste it right here. Make sure you put it under the topic. And as you can see, I've already added that question right here. So I've got my before reading, my during reading, my after reading, and my question, and my extra resources all under one topic. So I hope that helped you take a look at that distance learning lesson and put it into Google Classroom. And again, reach out to your instructional technology specialists. They are here to help you take any of these lessons that you don't quite understand a way to put them into Google Classroom, they are your resource.